Hello, John Najarian here. If you want to trade like a rebel, if you want to party like a rebel, well, you got to come to Rebelcon 2022. It's going to be in Dallas, Texas, at the fabulous Four Seasons Resort. We start the 21st of September, go until September 24th. It will be more fun and more live trading than we've ever done before. That's why it's called Rebelcon 2022. We're going to have barbecues and double the amount of live trading. So if you want to book that now, make sure you do, because the guest speakers, as soon as we announce those, this thing's going to be sold out. It's going to be something you do not want to miss. Limited to 250 people. Diamond, platinum, and gold packages are selling out. Sign up now for Rebelcon 2022 at the Four Seasons in Dallas, Texas.
Welcome to the Rebellion.
Good morning. I'm Pete Najarian. This is the take on this Friday morning for Market Rebellion. I got to tell you, it was a crazy day again yesterday. A little bit of a dislocation between the Dow and the NASDAQ. And what I mean by that is the NASDAQ was definitely strong all throughout the session, did get a little bit of a pullback. But when you look over at the Dow spent a little bit more time in the red than we were seeing out of the NASDAQ. But boy, the final 90 minutes of the day, we bring this type of thing up a lot, but the final 90 minutes, we added 300 points to the Dow, actually to finish up nearly 200 points on the day, 194 points. The NASDAQ, on the other hand, it was the final 90 minutes or so, and it was 200 points to the upside to finish up about 180 points. So did come off of the red, but I'll tell you what, just an absolute sprint to the upside. Amazing to watch both the Dow and the NASDAQ, and throw in the S&P late to have that big surge that we were seeing. The volumes, a little bit lighter once again. Is it summertime, or is it something to do with the volumes themselves? We'll try to figure that out over time. But 35 million contracts trading yesterday. Bitcoin did improve. Bitcoin got back up and above that 21,000 level where it was struggling just in the teens not too terribly long ago over the weekend. Got volatility still holding up pretty strong right around that 29 level. Crude pulling back, sitting right around 104, 105 yesterday with the 2-year. And the 10-year. Now, that really is the focus. And, you know, we've been talking about this both here and on the halftime and on Fast Money, but it's been something that I think a lot of people have missed. They've been blaming it on oil, or the movement at least on oil. And it's, I think, far more about what's going on with the 2-year and what's going on with the 10-year and the velocity of that movement. When you take a look over the last week, where the 2-year was a week ago, where the 10-year was a week ago, and where they are right now, gives you a great example of what we are seeing. We're seeing those get pushed to the downside. That's when the buyers come out, and that's why we were having a pretty good week this week as we're watching that velocity move from 3.5, give or take, for both of those two, the 10 and the 2s, but also to where it is now. The 2s back up over 3, but just barely, and was underneath 3 just a day or so ago, and they're both hovering right around 3 right now. So that's really I think a real big driver of what we are seeing right now. And those algorithms certainly, I think, are a big influence on that as well. Energy yesterday down nearly 4%. It was getting hammered across the board. Marathon Oil, APA, Devon, throw in ConocoPhillips, all of those getting beat pretty bad. Materials, kind of the same story. Specifically, look at something like a Freeport Mac. Now, we did have some call buying on that fall to the downside. Obviously, a lot of the time, that's when you do want to look for the opportunities. We had two separate buys yesterday in Freeport Mac on a stock that was slipping down close to 5 or 6% yesterday. Newmont was also a participant in that downward move. But where was the strength then? Well, it really was in healthcare. You look at Merck, you look at J&J, you look at Bristol Myers, look at Pfizer. All those names had a really, really great day yesterday. The staples also having a good day when you look with Pepsi and what's going on with Colgate, as well as Clorox and Procter & Gamble, those kind of names. Clorox yesterday up about 6% yesterday, giving a big, big push. That's, I think, 2 days in a row where we've seen that happen, but very strong. Consumer discretionary, not so much from Tesla, but obviously with Amazon. And then you've got tech. Tech up nearly 1.5%. It was Apple, it was Meta, it was Netflix, it was Amazon, all those names participating to the upside. Autodesk, Datadog, DocuSign, a lot of those names that were under so much pressure, we're seeing them show up again now on some of these days where we're getting positive on the NASDAQ. Lucid, I would throw in there as well. Salesforce having a really, really nice day. Nike, Walmart. But there were some names that were definitely not participating very well. We talk about some of those in the material space, and sometimes we'll throw in a little bit of what's going on in the ag space as well with Mosaic and CF and Archer Daniels Midland all getting hammered pretty good yesterday. We mentioned those energy names, but even more of those names with Halliburton, Conoco, and Diamondback and PSX, a lot of names just under some huge pressure. And it wasn't just those kind of names. It's also Marriott. It's also Airbnb. It's Bookings.com, those kind of names. Throw in some of the semiconductors as well. And yet we had a really, really powerful, big, strong day. As we get into today, things look pretty strong right out of the gate. We're up about 200 points on the Dow, up about 100 points on the NASDAQ, a really nice start to the day. We have never looked back. We just continue that move, up 300, up 400, up 500, up 600 points on the Dow right before I came on here just moments ago. NASDAQ, same sort of a pace, except for up to about 300 points to the upside. Really, really a nice performance day. And why are we seeing that? Well, we continue to see where the 2s and the 10s are trading, right around 3. As they're holding down at those levels, people are getting a little bit more excited about the equities, and we are seeing a little bit more buying. Bitcoin still holding on to that 21,000. A little bit of a slip, but not a whole lot. Still trading about 28 for that volatility index. What really exploded between the start of the day and where we are right now is energy. And we're looking at crude trading right around 106. Not a huge move, really. But when you look at energy up about 3%, early on, energy was not even one of the participants in the top 5 or 6. Now it was leading for a moment. It was up about 3%. So that's something. All of the sectors were in the green early and continue to be in the green right now. Technology building upon where it was early, nearly a 2% move. That's up close to 3%. Consumer discretion, same story, up nearly 3%. Financials, up nearly 3%. Industrials, up nearly 3%. You get the idea. This is a very broad move across everything, including energy today. That's the one thing that does stand out for me as well. So in terms of newsy items, what do we got? Well, FedEx. Now, FedEx came out with their numbers. Their forecast for the full year was great. People very excited about that. The stock, after having that huge move not too terribly long ago, this follows up that big move with another move to the upside of about 6%. A lot of excitement going on right now with FedEx, and now starting to perform very, very nicely versus UPS. UPS has been much more consistent, but at least of late, FedEx is definitely making a big move. So that is one of the names that does stand out for the day. Cruise ships stand out as well. When I look over at Carnival and Norwegian, having a pretty decent day. Some of those names in the casino space, call it. I'm looking at Penn. I'm looking at Wynn, having a pretty solid day. Meta looks pretty good today as well. Okta, Salesforce, Boeing, Microsoft, Apple, across the board. Goldman Sachs looked pretty good this morning. Moderna, not so much. Bank of America, not so much. United Health, not as much. And then Gilead. So you get a little bit of a mix of what we are seeing here, but there are some individual names that are definitely fighting against this. But as of right now, a big, big move early on for the markets. Will they hold on? What will the last hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours look like? It's going to be an interesting ride. There's no doubt about it. Got two unusuals, and then we're out of here. First one, ChargePoint. Now, this is a name that we have been very, very consistent with because we have seen the buying and then this thing has made moves. We've seen the buying, it's made moves. It's really been one of those that when we see it, we definitely jump on it. I did jump on this just as I was seeing this occur. Charge point was trading CHPT 1560, 10,000 of the July 8th expiring. These are the 16 calls. So it's basically right at the money where the stock is trading, 91 cents. It's going to make that kind of a move. We'll find out, but that's definitely it's something that stood out right out of the gate. Number two is one that's kind of going contra to what we're looking at right now in the markets. IWM. Why I say that is we are looking at this Russell and the negativity that we are seeing flowing there. So we'll see if that plays out. I've already got puts in here already myself, but 172.20 is where the ETF was trading. Had a buyer of 25,000 of the July 164 puts for $2.50. Those were being hedged a little bit by the sell of the 160 puts below them. We'll concentrate more on what they're buying. The July 164 puts, 25,000 of those. Minutes later, literally 2 minutes later, we had a buy also of 10,000 of the August 164 puts as well. Those were going for about $5, a little bit more time premium. But it gives you a sense that somebody is out there buying puts right now in the Russell. Just keep an eye on that. Something you want to know. Doesn't mean there has to be action taken or anything like that. But certainly seeing two, not just one, but two very large 5-digit trades or better, that definitely stands out for me that somebody out there is looking for some sort of a pullback here in IWM. We'll see if that happens. Folks, have a great day of trading. Have a great weekend. If you didn't understand what I'm talking about, definitely get educated. We've got great people here. I'm telling you, I talk about it all the time, but Bill and the gang, they just do an absolutely magnificent job. If you want to learn more about the derivatives markets, Market Rebellion has a great crew. Folks, have a great day of trading. Have a great weekend.